Up on the screen?
I do.
Okay, cool. What's up? It is Michelle with Reign Drop Convos and my girl.
Stacey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, girl? We
Hey,
back,
girl.
man. We are back. We running it. We got more
Yes.
to talk about when it comes to the subject of love and relationships. And tonight we are talking about why are women filing for divorce at an 80% higher rate than men?
That's very interesting. That's a
Very.
very high number.
And I did not know that until it's been kind of so widespread and talked about on several different blogs and things like that. You know, you don't know the numbers, so I didn't know. So I am ready to get into this conversation.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. All right, chick. So what is going on? Why are women filing for divorce? I mean, I have an idea, but why are women filing for divorce at an 80% higher rate than men?
Yeah, that was news to me. I think we both, have followed Kevin Samuels a little bit, enough to know his content and some of the main things that he speaks about. And this is that one of the statistics that he talks about all the time is women are filing for divorce at 80%, higher than men. So he is basically, from his perspective, women are wrecking their own homes. That's his perspective. And very rarely, if ever, have I seen him allow a woman who has gotten divorced from her husband to really talk about why she left, what point she got to, or where she got to in that relationship that caused her to walk away. He really kind of, he looks at it so general. And I don't think that is general. I don't think that you can just ascribe that title to women as being home wreckers, and wrecking their own homes without really diving into why they are walking away. I don't think that most women are just walking away because of a generalized unhappiness. I don't think that's the case. And so I don't think that his viewpoint on this is really looking at it again from, a 360 perspective. And so I want to kind of, let us do that tonight. Let's really look at some of the reasons why women are leaving, and I was kind of doing some research on it earlier and found one website, the Good Men Project, listed out, about 9 reasons why they found 9 major reasons why they found that women are, walking away from their marriages. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I am very interested to hear that because I definitely think that, his perspective, while it captivated me and I for sure, was interested in his conversation in his podcast. Whenever a woman initially states that, okay, I left the relationship, I divorced because it was toxic, he like completely shuts the woman down. And so, he's like, oh, here we go with this toxic thing again. And so just because a woman is using maybe the catchphrase of the year, which is toxicity, it's still a real thing. The thing is, toxicity is energy, whether it's, physical, mental, spiritual, or whatever. You can't have anything toxic that is causing you not to grow and to move forward in the things that you need to feel, to live a fulfilling life. And so that's where I kind of started to fall off with his content, where it's, where a woman can't even express the fact that, hey, it was a toxic relationship. It's not necessarily, physically abusive or verbally abusive, but it's just the fact that, an ambitious woman,
right?
yeah, it's just like, I just didn't feel like we were growing. We weren't communicating. There was no mutual respect for my needs or any of that. So it's not about being selfish, because the thing is, if a man feels like it's toxic, then why aren't you guys leaving at the same rate? You know what I mean? So the thing is, when you look at that percentage, you got to say that a woman, because I think just from my own experience, I mean, we try to go all in. And when we decide to leave, because we don't want the stigma we don't want to have to tell our family, guess what, I'm getting divorced. It's a stigma, and it's something that we have to, it's a little bit embarrassing to say, guess what, my marriage failed and I am leaving, I'm getting divorced. So I
Yeah.
think a woman really does have to think about it before when she makes that decision. There was a lot of thought that went into that. So what you say, girl?
Well, in the same article on that website,
Mm-hmm.
they talked about the fact that usually when women leave, it's because the problem has continuously gotten
Mm-hmm.
worse or progressively gotten worse,
Right.
and that they've tried and tried and tried,
Mm-hmm.
but it just kept getting worse and worse and worse
Mm-hmm.
until they said, no, that's enough. I'm walking away. So it's not like women are just saying, you messed up 2 times or three
Mm-hmm.
times in, 15 years and I'm leaving. No, it's
Right.
not that simple.
Mm-hmm.
There there's a buildup
Yeah.
of issues that are not being addressed.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not being addressed by the other party, generally the party who is not addressing the problem or unwilling to address the problem, they're the ones who, want to stay because they're kind of blinded. They don't know, what's going on because they're not allowing themselves to really hear what the other person is saying. And so
Mm-hmm.
if I've said something for 10 years and it's still the same thing, like
Mm-hmm.
women are like, nah, it's not going to change. And so at that point, you have to make a decision on what's more important, your
Right.
happiness, your stability, your health, like whatever it is that's more
Mm-hmm.
important than staying in that relationship.
Right. No,
Now,
I agree. Agree. Agree.
let's talk about a little let's go through some of these reasons that again the Good Men Project
Mm-hmm.
states for women leaving.
Okay.
Number one is indifference.
Okay.
So how do you read that?
Okay, so indifference on the man's part is
Mhm.
the reason.
Yes.
Okay, well, oh no, I totally get that, because the thing is, indifference is pretty simple. It's me stating what I need and me seeing that you're not, giving me what I need, or belittling, that need. So no, to me, that's indifference. What's
Yeah,
next?
I mean, indifference is just
Hmm.
like there's no response. It's
Right.
like, oh, that's what you want. Oh, okay.
Okay.
And
Oh,
not
you're just
even.
being a woman. You're being,
Yeah, like,
belittling your,
okay, it is what
yeah.
it is.
Right, right.
I'm not going to change my ways. I'm not going to, change my movements.
Mhm.
I heard you, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. To me, that's what, it means to be indifferent about the situation. Like, I just
Yeah,
don't care one way or the other. And
right.
so, yeah, I think that any woman who is dealing with a man who is indifferent about the course of their relationship or the state of their relationship or her needs,
Mhm.
that's kind of hard to deal with. So I can
Right.
see after consistently dealing with that, that
Mhm.
women are walking away. That makes
Right.
perfect sense to me. I mean, I don't want to say perfect sense, but I'm like, it makes
But sense enough,
sense.
yeah, because I mean that's just, I mean, we're women, and so if any man wants to chime in to let us know, if it's
Yeah,
not indifference, then tell us what it is, so that we
yeah,
can be fair and
yeah,
equitable with how we are looking at this situation.
right.
Okay.
And so, I mean, number two, is small gestures and reassurances are missing.
Mhm.
I can absolutely understand.
Mm.
Now, here's the thing though. I don't know if I would necessarily like that one
Mhm.
without a few others. I don't think that would be enough to walk away. But
And
that's just
right.
me.
Yeah, right.
you
No, no.
know?
And I totally agree with that, because when you say small gestures, and what was the other part of it?
And reassurances.
And
So
I
just
mean, and
who needs
as
all that? I mean,
yeah,
not to say who needs all that, but
but some
how much
people do.
reassurance do you need?
Yeah, because when we spoke on our last podcast about, just the love languages, about,
Mhm.
affirmation, that sounds like kind of an affirmation type of
Yes.
thing. And
Yes.
I honestly, I could do, everybody loves affirmations, and
That
you are
small
great, you're
gestures would be
wonderful.
acts of service. I mean, if
Yeah.
you look at it like that, they would be acts of
Right.
service.
But
Yeah.
but when they say small, they're just, I don't think that's divorce worthy,
No, I mean, like
So,
if I have to pick up behind you, yeah, it's going to get on
uh,
my nerves, but
but
that's
I'm
not
gonna
going to
do
be
it.
enough to make me walk away.
Not at all. Not at
You
all.
know
Not
what I
for me
mean? Like
either.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. And I'm huge on like traditional
Hmm.
roles in a marriage. I
Yeah.
am big on that. And so I feel like there are certain things that men take care of.
Right.
You take care of the outside of the house, the
Hmm.
lawn, the like all of that. If we need to
Hmm.
hire someone for gardening, that's fine.
Right.
But I expect you to take on the role of outside the house, the perimeter of the house. Baby,
Hmm.
that's yours. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Right.
so I need my lawn cut. I want to make sure I'm in compliance with HOA rules and all that good stuff. I need you
Hmm.
to handle that. My car, I really, I don't know. I'm that girl that's just like, I don't want to do that. Like,
Hmm.
I want you to have my car. Like, I just want to
It,
get in
it,
and drive. You know
yeah, I
what
don't.
I
Yeah, I don't want
mean?
to. I don't want to be any kind of anybody's grease monkey, and I don't.
Yeah, like
I don't care
I
where the
don't want to go to
battery.
the, get the oil changed and all that. Not if I
I
have a
know
husband. Now, if I'm by myself, absolutely.
it
But
is
if I
right.
have a husband, no, I need you
No,
to
no.
anything again to the car sits in the garage. So anything that's outside of the house, the living quarters
That's
is your
you.
territory. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And
Right.
so I think that can include when it says small gestures. I think that those types of things can also be included in there. But
Hmm.
again, I don't look at that as like a deal breaker.
It's
Those aren't
definitely
deal
not.
breakers.
Not for me.
No.
Not for me. Hmm.
Now, number three, we've talked about this. Number three, and I've heard counselors say it, I've heard therapists say it, I've heard, it's read it in several articles.
Hmm.
Money problems.
Girl. Ooh.
Money problems.
Ooh. Now, are they rating these on a scale? Because maybe number three should
No,
have
I
been
don't think
number
they're
one.
in any
Okay, they can't.
particular order. No.
Gotcha. Because for me, number three would be the number one deal
Hmm.
breaker for me because they say that that is one of the highest reasons why.
And
Um,
let's
you
talk
know.
about what that means. Like,
Okay.
okay, so understand that money problems is if you're not honest about money,
Mm,
because that can be huge. If you're not
yeah.
open with your partner about, because at the end of the day, you become one. And
Right.
so if you're hiding money from them,
Hmm.
that's a problem,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that means that there's an underlying trust issue there.
Right. Right.
I can understand you got, $100, for people who are middle class.
Right.
For
Right.
some people, the same $100 is $25,000, $30,000 in a bank account. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Hmm.
I can understand depending on your level, like where your pocket change. You're not
Right.
necessarily running and saying, "I got $5."
Yeah. Or
Like you're not
missing
doing
that.
that,
Right. Yeah.
right? But you're not hiding, like money that is a part of the pot
You're
per
right.
se,
Right.
and
Hmm.
so yeah, not consistently not growing, not having enough money. Like if we were young when we got married, 20 something,
Hmm.
whatever, and we were dealing with, we didn't have enough money for our rent, or we didn't have enough money for our late bill, or
Hmm.
whatever. If you deal with that when you're young, I get it. But if you're still dealing with those problems in your 40s, yeah, that's going to be a big problem. What do you think?
Huge problem. Huge problem because the thing is, I mean, we are in a society where obviously you need money to survive. And so I don't
Yeah,
know what if men understand that women, a good woman is not money hungry, but
right.
she's wants the security of knowing that things are going to be taken care of and
Correct.
paid for. And so, I hate that
And she
they try
doesn't
to
mind helping. I
right.
mean, let's look at that.
Right, yeah, because
Let's go
she's
ahead and
putting
make sure
just as
we
much.
saying that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because especially in this whole modern era where, these aren't housewives that are able to, where one salary covers everything that needs to be done. You're talking about a woman that's actually contributing just as much and even probably sacrificing
Well, I don't know
more.
about just as much. I mean, but
Okay, well, it just
Ideally, we're saying
I
ideally.
ideally, where if
Ideally.
you have two incomes, no matter what the
Yeah.
incomes are, everyone's contributing, and I think just from and like I say, you know how I get personal with this, where a lot of
I
my
got your
personal
back. I got your
income,
back.
thank you, a lot of my personal income goes into the home, the kids, and all of that. And then I'm secondary. Yeah, I'll get the
Right. That's a
purse, the
mother.
shoes after after I know that the house is secure and that the bills are
Absolutely.
secure. So no, when it comes to that type of thing, no, that's a huge issue. That's a
No,
huge
it is.
and it become a deal breaker after several instances where the money is not adding up. There's no accountability of what's going on
Correct.
with
Accountability is
everybody's money.
huge.
Yes,
Yes.
what's going on with everybody's money
And as a
in the
man,
household?
let me
Yeah.
say this, as a man, I just kind of feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, people who are listening, I really want to know. But as a man, I feel like you should be able to take care of yourself with nobody else. Like if you
Right.
remove that second income, which is your wife's income, like remove that from the equation.
Mhm.
If you can't take care of yourself based on what you make, right then when
Right.
when you write out that equation or write it out in your head, however,
Mhm.
like you don't even need to think about being in a marriage
You
yet.
really don't. You really don't, because you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
If one income is lost, then now
Hmm.
not only do you have the stress of having to do that, so you have to be prepared for that. And so I like this. There's this one podcaster that talks about that. He was like, I had a high school sweetheart. We broke up. She got into a relationship. We always thought about, getting back together. But he was like, I was not going to get back with her until I knew that I was established and that I could take care of myself no
Correct.
matter what. And then they finally got married. So he had a really good, hold and grasp on what he needed to be before he could enter into a relationship with
Right.
this woman. And I
Right,
love
because
that.
the last thing you want is to have to stay with somebody because you can't afford to leave them.
Oh,
You know what
it
I
makes you so
mean?
vulnerable, man. It makes you
Yeah,
so
like, and
vulnerable.
especially as a man, like you don't want to be in that position because people are
Right.
going to be less willing to help you as a grown, a man,
Yeah.
than they are her,
Right.
so you got to be able to take care of yourself. Like that's
You're
huge. But
right.
anyway, so number 4 is needs not being met at home.
Like, and when they say needs, what do they mean?
I
I mean
mean,
sexual.
that can be a part of it.
Okay.
Emotional can be a part of it.
Of
I think
course.
that communication can be a part of it.
Hmm.
Like all of those things
Just
that make a
needs.
marriage, right?
Yeah.
Like those are things, those may be needs that you have. If my love language is quality time and you don't ever spend time with me,
Hmm.
or I'm, kind of begging you to spend time with me, or,
Yeah.
whatever. And that's a need that's not being met because
Right.
because we're not spending that quality time, I'm not getting that communication. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I'm not getting this.
Hmm.
So I think all of those things, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they could actually fall into the whole needs not being met category. Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. What are
No,
your thoughts?
no, I totally agree with that, and definitely, if you're smart enough to remember, I mean, if you graduated from high school, you know that you were taught about Maslow's hierarchy of
Hierarchy
needs.
of needs.
And
Yeah.
so they start with the basic needs, food, shelter, water. But then
Hmm.
once you get past those levels, then now you're getting
It gets
into
real.
things that, really, make your life more interesting and
Yes,
better.
that's
And
self-realization,
so, right.
self-actualization. Yeah, those
And
things,
so
right.
and so that's when we get into our love language quiz, where it's like, hey, okay, so now we're past, the basic things. This is what I need for me to at least be able to stay sane, in
Correct.
this relationship for the next
Yeah,
30,
like
40
when you
years.
start vibrating on a higher frequency, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like that's
right.
literally all we are. We're all energy and we're
Hmm.
all trying to connect on whatever to the person or to, someone that is on our same frequency.
Yeah,
Period. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's what we're trying to do. And so, yeah, I mean, if we're not doing that, which is it for me is a spiritual connection, a spiritual bond,
Yeah.
that's important to women. And I don't know if men know that, but that is very important to women. Being able to sit there and talk to you for hours, like without any distraction. It's just me and
Right.
you. We're on our whole little bubble, and there it's just me and you against the world. Shout out to Tupac, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But like that's what we want. And so
Yeah.
yeah, that's a need that can go unmet in some cases. So
Yeah.
yeah, so number 5 I think is very easy.
Okay.
We've talked about this. A cheating husband. And we're
No.
right. Like what else do we say about that?
I mean, it's really not much to say because the thing is, you hear again Kevin Samuels, and there's probably some other. He's like top of YouTube right now when it comes to all of this rhetoric and all of that when it comes to relationships. And so the bottom line is, you're telling me that a high value man. Now, and to be fair to Kevin Samuels,
They get
he's
to
saying that,
cheat. That's what he
yeah,
said. He
he
said
said they
because
get to
they are
cheat,
handling everything at home.
right,
And ladies, now if you're a high value man because he got all this money, you got a black card, you could
right,
go, you got the Mercedes, you got everything, you got access to everything, the jewelry, all of that. That means that whenever he wants to exercise his options, because remember, he doesn't call it cheating, he calls it
exercising
exercising
options,
his
which I
options,
don't
then
really
he
like
can.
that term.
Mm,
I don't like him
nah.
using that term. But I do, to his credit, because I like to be fair and balanced, he
Hmm.
does say that, excuse me, I had to sneeze on that one, baby.
Bless you.
Thank you. What he does say is that a high value man, that's earning 6 figures is pretty busy, in his work, keeping up.
Yes.
And so if you're keeping everything copacetic at home and you're
Hmm.
good and everything,
And you're his piece.
he's
Hmm.
not going to really have time to cheat. So
Or don't want to. I mean, now you
exactly.
want to talk about older women now.
Right,
We
right.
understand,
That's different.
and probably even to a lesser degree, I would say than
Yeah.
the women before us, but still,
Hmm.
we did get those lessons in the
Right,
Generation X, phase. Like
right,
we got those lessons of what you do to keep your man happy. Now we got
right,
those lessons. Please understand. These young girls
right,
ain't got it. Trust and believe.
right. Exactly,
Do I
exactly.
sound like a cougar? Hold on.
Right. But I mean, but the thing is, like I said, he's talking about high value men. Let's just talk about
Hmm.
a couple that's earning, equal, or one's earning less or more, but still, contributing, to the household. Because the thing is, even if a woman is earning less, she's still contributing just as much when it comes to the household and running the things in the household. So no, I'm honestly, I'm still not going to vibe with this whole cheating thing, period. And so it
Yeah,
is what it is.
but here's the thing though, like
Mhm.
no, it's not okay.
Mhm.
No, it's not okay. But we talked about before how, women before us and
Mhm.
generations before us,
Dealt with
how
it
you're
and what?
exactly. And
Oh,
so you I'm just saying, and so
yeah.
and I think that that's why you'll find that again with the psychologist and
Mhm.
from a counseling view or therapy view, it's not necessarily infidelity that they say is, like leave. Like, no,
Mhm.
they're saying serial cheating. But I
Right.
mean, what's serial? Because
Oh
at
my
two,
gosh.
that's serial to me.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. And
I
then,
don't even like one,
I know,
but
I don't even. And Kevin Samuels
especially
was
at
saying,
2, it's like, really,
yeah,
you cheated twice? Oh, okay then.
yeah,
You're sharing yourself with someone else. I
uh,
mean, that is, if you love somebody, that is
mhm,
not what, like, for real love. Like,
right,
for real. You don't want to even have the thought of them sharing what they share with you with someone else.
Right.
You don't even want to think about that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to know that that's where you've been, that's what you did. Now, you can't do anything about what you don't know about. So, in that respect, what he's saying, I can kind of, I hear him. Let me not say I agree with him, but I hear him saying, a man that is of high value, that does exercise his options, like his wife will never know that. Like, that's part of him being a high value man, right?
So I mean,
you can't do anything about what you don't know. And if you have done it to a point, or you have, gotten away with it to a point where it's never touched my doorstep,
then it is.
I mean, what do you do? Because I'm not going to be chasing you around or hiring PIs to see what you're doing. Yeah, that's too much.
Right. No, I agree with that, because, like you said, I mean, if you're not the quote unquote high value man, and now you're just some regular earner, you're not gonna be sleeping and cheating with a high value woman if you're a quote unquote low value man. You know what I'm saying? Without her feeling some kind of way and it getting out. So that's the thing. Whatever you're doing that I don't know about, I can't do anything about what I don't know about. But when I find out about it, then no, we're gonna have a problem.
Listen, I was listening to talk radio, and I don't even know whose show it was at this point. WAOK. I don't know. I don't know whose show it was. Derek Bozeman, Rashad Ritchie, one of them. Yeah. But I'm listening to the show, and I think the show must have been about cheating and, extramarital affairs or whatever. And this woman, who apparently is a part of the Black Atlanta elite. Like, we have so many Black Atlantas here in Atlanta, it's ridiculous. So, it's so many subcultures in Atlanta. It's crazy.
Right.
But the Black Atlanta, elite, and, who goes to the galas, and, the Jack and Jills, and, the sororities and fraternity, like all of that, they're the top officials in different places, whatever. But she was saying that she's friends, kind of, sort of, they run in the same circles anyway, with the guy's wife, who she's having an affair with. And like, she said that, she's not gonna, make any waves with the wife. They often find themselves at the same parties, or, at the same galas or events or whatever. And she, of course, knows about the wife. The wife doesn't know about her. But she's like, why would I make a wave? Like, he's paying my bills, and he's paying, everything for me. And I'm just like, wow. Like, that's not the life I want to lead.
Right.
And so if you're telling me that that's what it takes to be in a specific circle, or, to be in this high value, elite circle, elitist circle, I'm good. No, thank you. Because I want a man that just wants me. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Because I just want him at the end of the day.
Right.
Right. So, okay. So that's number 5. So number 6 is, this is a good one now. Marriage not living up to expectations. We talked about this on the last one.
We did. We covered that. And at the end of the day, everybody has to state what their expectations are. And you have to be clear. And the thing is, I think it's difficult for people to do that, because it sounds like you're laying down ground rules. But I think you have to.
Well, that's what a prenup did too. So, I mean,
right.
You know what I mean?
But you almost need a prenup for a relationship nowadays, just when you start dating. You know what I mean? Just so you're not wasting your time. Because the thing is, it's like, this is not going to be some frivolous one night stand. And so I'm not the one night stand type chick. And so if we're going to get into this, whatever you got going on the other end outside of me and you, this is what I'm looking for.
Let me go OT for a minute. Okay. And for those of you who don't know what OT means, that means off topic.
Okay.
At what age do you stop wasting time with people? Like, at what age do you start looking at every mate as whether or not they can be a potential husband or wife?
Well, for me, it was definitely when I hit the 29 to 30 year age range. That was just for me personally. I'm just not
I was
talking
gonna
about
say
what any.
Kevin Samuel says that that's late, but okay.
That is late. That is late because he
Oh,
said
okay.
you should be in your mid 20s
20s. Yeah.
when you really start. And so, yeah, no, I was. That's why I think that I jumped into a relationship that maybe because I did start feeling it. This was, I mean, I'm 44 years old, Stacey, and so if I started feeling that at 14 years ago,
Wow.
then I knew that hey, time is ticking. I mean, I had dated, I had been out there in the market, hadn't
Mm-hmm.
really found anything I was looking for. So then I got really serious, and maybe I wasn't looking properly, but at that point, at 30, 28, 29, 30, I was like, no, it's time to make some moves. Okay, the next dude I meet, if he's not talking about marriage, kids, and family, then it's just not going to happen. But the
Yeah,
thing
don't feel
is,
bad.
what's funny is that when you talk to a man and you're that age and you're looking for that, they might just tell you exactly what the hell you want to hear. That doesn't mean that
Facts.
they're
But here's the thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing. I
Mm-hmm.
need you to understand that men do the same thing. So that's why I'm saying don't feel bad because men, I have found like I have several nephews and
Yeah.
my cousins are guys
Mm-hmm.
and just I've had male friends throughout college and all, now and all of that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But what I noticed is that they can be with all these different women, like good women,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
just really good women. And you're like, that's who you should be with. That's
Right.
who you should.
Right.
But here's the thing, until they are ready to make that step, I
Mm-hmm.
realize that with guys, it's about when they're ready to make that step more so than a
Right.
woman. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
Because if you just happen to be the chick that they with when they ready to get married, you're gonna be the chick they married. Right?
Right.
And
Right.
I hate to
Exactly.
say that. And if I'm
Yeah.
wrong, guys, I'm a girl, I'm
Chime
a
in.
woman. If you feel like I'm wrong, let me know. But
Mm-hmm.
from what I have seen that when men are ready to, okay, listen, I'm tired of the game. I'm tired of running around. I'm tired of,
Right.
meeting different women. I'm with this chick, and this who I'm gonna marry. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, well, God, did she even think about whether or not she was the right one?
Yeah. And then that's
Because I
that's
like
where
the
we get
one
to the
before her, or two girls before her. But I mean, I'm just saying. But go
right. And that's
ahead.
where we get back to the expectations thing because the thing
Yeah,
is, like you said, the one before may have had certain qualities that you admired and would have loved. And now you're thinking back, well, man, she liked this, but this one likes this. I don't know that you ever reach perfection, but setting proper expectations at least lets everybody know in the relationship what
yeah.
what I need to be able to be happy,
Right.
to
Like
at
I
least be
need
able
for
to
us to
function.
do
Yeah.
this
Right.
like at least once a week. Like
Right.
for my,
Period. Whether you like
for
it or not.
right.
Because the thing is, sacrifice is about doing things that you don't always want to do.
Compromise.
If I
Yeah.
say that I like going to the museum, once a week, whether you like doing it or not, you do it because you love me. And
Exactly.
if you say, hey, I want to go to the hockey game, once a month or whatever,
Right.
I do it whether I enjoy it or not because
I
I love
will, except
you.
for baseball.
So
I won't do baseball with
a
you. And
girl.
that's just a pot that
Okay, okay,
like that's
right.
just something I
So
will
yeah,
not do.
some people have
It's
their
I
deal
don't like the
breakers.
way the announcer sounds. Like that is
Right.
I remember from being a kid and my uncle, I was
Yeah.
spending night at my aunt and uncle's house. And like that is the only thing I can remember is that freaking baseball. And that was in,
Yeah.
shout out to the New York Yankees. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, oh my God, can this get any worse?
Right.
And so
Right.
no, I won't do baseball with you.
Right.
I do understand baseball though. However, I
Yeah.
will do football with you.
Oh yeah,
I
I'll
will
do
do
football
video
with you
games
all
and
day.
sometimes,
Right.
I
Sometimes.
right,
Uh
sometimes. Video games are not my favorite thing. The last time I played video game, it was Max Payne. And so that was in the early 2000s.
Yeah, you
now,
didn't
I
say
want Max Payne, I want Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man and Donkey Kong all day long.
Girl, I bought a retro game system for the kids. It was like the Super Mario. I'm like, oh, I can do this. And it looks so like, to them, it looks so like retro and outdated, but I'm like, this is what we used to do.
Yes. And so, we didn't have all those guns and all that.
Right. And so, like I say, we'll compromise, but you know, it just has to be equal. And then you can't be upset because when, you know, my sister was, you know, had an old high school sweetheart reach out to her to say, you know, hey, you know, oh, wow, I just found you on Facebook. Let's hang out. And she went and checked out his profile. And he likes to do a lot of tailgating at, you know, college football games. That's not her thing. But for her, that's not her thing. And so she was like, you know, I'll do one game with, you know, I know that if I was to, you know, connect with him, I'm going to have to interact with him and his friends at these type of events. But she said, I can't commit to doing that. He was like, you know, a soldier for it, where he was there all the time. She was like, nah, you know, maybe once a month, but
I'm like Kevin Samuels. What you gonna do, girl? What you gonna do to get that man, girl?
You know what?
What you gonna do, girl?
But that's the thing, though. The thing is, when you don't need them for anything, so I think people compromise what they are willing to do depending on what their needs are. So she wasn't willing to compromise. She was like, oh, you know, we were talking for a little bit, but it's kind of fell off. Because she was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to, you know, be that, you know, person that's at every, you know. And so
I mean, he shouldn't expect every. Right. No, I get that. He shouldn't expect her to be but I mean, I think some compromises. And for her, maybe going to one once a month is a compromise.
It is a compromise because that's, especially when you're an introvert anyway.
Girl.
You're like, oh, I don't really want to do this.
I don't even call, like, I think I'm a social introvert. Like, that's the term that I've coined is I'm a social introvert. If I'm out, and I'm and sometimes even if I'm out, I'm still an introvert. But most of the times I can adapt to or adjust to the situation I'm in. Right. And usually because of my personality, that's just, it seems very extroverted. Like my personality, I get it. Like if you meet me in a certain setting, you would be like, she's a social butterfly. Here's the thing. When I'm at home. Do not get that twisted, because while that is a part of me, my most comfortable place is inside my own little shell.
What you talking about?
Yes, like I would prefer not. I would prefer to go back to a time where there weren't cell phones, where people can get in contact with you 24 hours a day,
and text reply and immediately,
where they can see where you're active. I would prefer none of that. Like I'll go back to pages.
Me too. And pages were awesome because then, that's what I'm saying. Because beepers were awesome because that means there was no expectation of a immediate reply.
I gotta find a payphone
and all that. And so until I got to a phone, then you already know. Hey, oh well. So, girl, I'm the same way because I'm telling you, I have been in circumstances and situations where I've been to the club, girl, I've been up on the stage, shaking it, having an awesome time. And so if those people that saw me out there in that environment and if I told them, you know what, I'm actually kind of shy and introverted,
they would believe it.
They would not ever believe it.
Exactly.
Because and so, if it's the right moment for me, I'm going to turn up. But then I am so ready, when it's over.
Yeah, like I'm turning all the way down.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, if I'm going somewhere, who there? What's going on?
Right, who there? Because who there mean? That's gonna matter. Like whether I come or not.
Thank you.
That's the first question. Who gonna be there?
Can I be me, or
can I be
do I have to be just sitting around looking crazy, just trying to blend in?
I just read something on IG. Like, I don't want to be around. I don't know who posted it, but it's like, I don't want to be around people I got to be defensive around. You got that going right. I don't want to be around people that I got to be on a defensive around.
Right.
I want to be able to chill, relax, be me. I want to be calm, like I want to talk, whatever, like half the time I'm just peeping the scene. I'm just feeling the energy.
It has
I'm
to be
listening
the
to the
right environment.
music. Yeah, like half the time I'm doing that. I can't, don't put me in a position where I gotta, do too much. I remember I was somewhere recently. And like they were the crowd, or some people were like, oh, let's play spades. Why you don't want to play spades? Because here's the truth. And I have to be careful because I'm like bluntly honest. You know what I'm saying? I have to remember, like, girl, everybody don't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they were like, why don't you want to play? And I'm like, because I don't really feel like thinking that hard. Like, it is what it is. I just want to enjoy the scene. You know what I'm saying? I just want to enjoy the piece of just listening to the music and vibing with the music and vibing with the energy that's here. I don't want to interrupt that vibe and that coolness, that I'm feeling, that, just realness that I'm feling, having to think about space. That's too much sometimes. Like if I go to the party for that, then that's what I go for. But I don't all the time want to do that.
And people don't, I'm telling you, and the thing is, you have to be respectful of people that are not like you, because I'm the same way. I love to play spades
all the time. I'm not all the time, but most of the time,
but only in certain environments. You know what I mean? It's like I got to be ready to get into it. I want to slap them cards, and I'm hey, bam, bam, bam. But outside of that, I just need to be able to get into a peaceful space where I can just kind of chill, relax. If you see me sitting on the couch just vibing to the music,
leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Do not come up there and sit by me trying to talk.
Oh my God.
Girl, you will blow it for me.
Because I saw it from the other side, because I had, my cousin came with me to chill out, and she was just, eyes closed at the table, just vibing to the music. And I was like, are you okay? Are you okay? She's like, girl, do not ask me that no more. Like, this is how I vibe out. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. But once she told me that, I was good, because I can understand that vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just
so I was like, no, I get it. Yeah, you just checked in, because I'm that way too. If I go somewhere with somebody, and they're kind of, it's like an environment where they might not be so familiar with everybody, and they look like they're just kind of, I'm gonna check in, and if they say they good, then I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Unless they say, you know what, Shell, let's bounce, man. I'm not feeling this. So I'm always aware of that.
Yeah, knowing people's vibes and all that, because when I first got with my husband, I think before we even got married, I think one of the first major events we attended was like a big barbecue. His homeboy threw a big barbecue out in Decatur somewhere, and it was a ton of people out there. And but I was so uncomfortable there, Stacey. I was so uncomfortable. And I just couldn't wait until we left, because it wasn't that I didn't know anybody.
It was the energy.
And it was the energy, and it was the fact that he thought that I'd just be immediately comfortable. He wasn't really, making me, me and him should have been like right there together. And so maybe he didn't understand that, the type of introvert that I am. I need you like right there with me. Don't walk off and go talk to your homeboy for 30, 40 minutes. And then I'm sitting here trying to, interact with people that I don't even know. It was an uncomfortable situation.
I don't know. I'm a little bit like, I think that with that, I don't really, I don't know if I mind that necessarily, as long as the people that are around are cool.
But they weren't.
You know
that's
what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah, because we were so new in dating, I kind of was getting the vibe that they knew him, but I didn't. So it's like the girls there were kind of, sizing me up.
Anytime you got listen, let's keep going, because I already know how it is with girls, right?
So that's another topic altogether. Go ahead.
Number 7, right? A whole nother episode of Oprah.
Thank you.
But number 7 is why, when we're talking, if you just joined us, or you forgot what we're talking about,
because we go off on our tangents.
We do. We're talking about the major reasons that reported by the website The Good Men Project report that women are leaving relationships at an 80% rate higher than men, or leaving marriages, at an 80% higher rate than men. So number 7 is substance abuse.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh, wow, really? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
to me, that's a
Well,
no-brainer.
I
That's a
mean, if you're
no-brainer.
on crack, I
Then,
mean,
I
you know what I'm
mean,
saying? Like,
yeah. To me,
yeah,
that's a no-brainer,
I
and if that's on the
definitely understand. You're
list,
on crack, you're on heroin, you're on meth,
you're
like you're addicted to prescription drugs. Like,
yeah,
I get it. You're an alcoholic. Like,
right.
yeah, and then even then, like, I think that women, we try to stay to try to
The
help you get
hell?
help if you
Right.
are honest about your problem. Because I think
Yeah.
that a lot of times, men that are dealing with substance abuse problems aren't really
Mhm.
honest with themselves, number
Right.
one. So they
Right.
can't be honest with the women that they're, their wives either.
Yeah.
And so until he can be honest with himself if he's dealing with it, because
Mhm.
I've known some guys that were literally functioning,
Crackheads,
drug
right.
addicts. Yeah, you know what I'm
I
saying?
knew plenty of them, yeah, and I don't know how
Yeah,
they did it. They went to work every day and all
absolutely.
that.
But here's the thing, they would go on binges,
Right.
on the weekends, and it's like, well, where is so and so? Nobody knows.
Yeah. But the
And
ones
so
who were doing that never really had anything either. The thing is, I never really saw where they were actually building any kind of wealth.
I
It was like
mean,
just making it check to check. The ones I knew, because I knew a lot of
listen,
functional crackheads that were just kind of getting by and, I didn't see where they were setting themselves up for any kind of
girl. Okay.
generational
So
wealth.
I actually, and I'm not gonna say where,
Okay.
but I actually lived in close proximity when I was growing up,
Yeah.
in close proximity to a, do you want to call it a suburban drug dealer?
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like I could see the people or the type of people, and I knew, because I knew someone that lived in the house. I knew what type of people were coming to buy drugs, and we're
Yeah.
talking about coconut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not talking about marijuana and down. We're talking
Right,
about coconut.
right, right,
So, just like I saw, like we're talking about Mercedes, BMWs, like
right,
we're talking
right,
about principles. We're talking
right.
about
These people,
pizzas. We're talking about
functional,
CEO. Yeah,
functional,
like
right.
for real. Like I saw the type of people that were coming to buy. I mean, to me, those are hard drugs. Like
Right,
to me, marijuana is not a hard drug. That's a plant.
right, right,
So
right,
okay, no, I'm talking
right.
about like, yeah, like blow is something different. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
it's a
yeah,
processed
it's something
drug.
different.
Exactly.
So if
Right.
I see you and you the principal or so and so,
Yeah.
and I know that this person that lives in this house sells blow,
Mhm.
I already know what time it is when I see you over there twice a week or three times a week. And
Right.
you're like, again, like you have some type of position, or status in society. So
Yeah.
I mean, there are some functioning drug addicts, but again,
Mhm.
at some point that becomes a problem. It's just like the lottery, like that. If
Yeah.
you anything you expend your money on or spend your money on,
Mhm.
just kind of frivolously like that. Yeah, I mean that can be a huge problem. Like that,
Right.
because again, when we're talking about substance abuse, but I think I'll also include like gambling, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Anything that takes away from the family that could cause you to I don't know, when you think of substance abuse, you think of people drinking alcohol, like that could turn violent real quick. You know what I'm saying? They can
Yeah.
go from a
Yeah.
0 to 100 real quick.
Right.
So, yeah, like if that is manifesting itself in a way that is, is giving off verbal abuse or
Mhm.
physical abuse, emotional abuse, like, yeah,
Yeah.
substance abuse can be a huge problem. If you taking all the money and for your habit, and you can't contribute to the household, or you're slacking
Mhm.
in contributing to the household, that's a problem.
Right. Right. Definitely. Definitely.
And I can
So,
see a woman
yeah.
leaving for that.
Oh yeah.
Why not?
Eventually it catches up. Eventually it
Yeah.
catches up. the thing is, all of your disposable income, which is not that much considering what's going on with the economy and what it takes to, pay bills in a household and try and build something. I mean, everyone should have what they say is at least a 2-month emergency, fund that covers your, mortgage, light bill, everything, just in case something happens. I mean, they
Yeah, a
can say
lot of people don't have
months.
that, but
A
I
lot of
mean, a
people
lot of people
don't.
do.
And a lot of people do.
And
Those that are
yeah,
disciplined, yeah. But
yeah,
a drug addict is not going to be able to do that. That extra
no,
income is just nothing but a temptation to them. You know what I'm saying?
girl.
So yeah,
And here's the thing: when it comes to substance abuse,
yeah,
like what I think that people don't understand that are actually on drugs, like the people that think that they're functioning drug addicts,
hmm,
what they don't understand is as a person that's not, like, you can kind of see the
hmm,
patterns and behaviors of drug addiction. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And I don't think that if you're immersed in it, if you are the drug addict, you don't understand how you look to other people.
You,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
don't. You get really out of reality. You get
Right.
kind of
And you
whacked
don't
out of
understand,
reality.
like, the way that you talk, the way that you shuck and jive, I'm gonna say, the way that always got this big plan. Like a
Yeah.
crackhead will sell you anything. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
baby, they will sell you a dream of what everything they're
What?
gonna do and what they are planning, but
Right.
it's the fruition. And
Right.
so,
And so people notice that. And so once you get so deep into it to where those are the traits that
yeah,
you are, conveying or presenting to other people, like at that point you have literally taken on the lifestyle of
right,
being a drug addict. You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying? It's
right,
no
right.
more you just do drugs. Nah, you literally are a drug addict,
Exactly.
period. And I don't know a lot of women, again, of substance, that are going to be willing to deal with that
No,
for the long haul.
no, no, not at all, not at all. And so what? So is that number? That was number 7.
That was number 7.
Oh,
So
baby,
number
that's
8
good.
is something that you and I talked about earlier tonight,
Mm.
and that is lack of romance. You talked
Oh
about
my
romance
gosh.
and how that
Oh,
was not a deal breaker for you. So go ahead. What
wait,
do you
wait,
think
wait,
about that?
wait. Okay, so now when you say not a deal breaker for me, now before we were talking about, the what was it, the little, what was it? What was
I
that
thought it was
number?
Kanye West or, Kim. I don't know.
No, but I'm saying, but in the numbers where we were talking about, the little things, the little affirmations, the
The
little
gestures, small
gestures,
gestures, right,
but
and
no, but no,
reassurances,
when we
right.
get to lack of romance, the thing is, oh my gosh. And I don't want to go on and on for this because we have almost gotten to our. But let me tell you
I think
something.
we're good. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
what? Because to
Because
me,
because
this is a relevant
what
conversation. Like,
it's
people are
definitely relevant.
thinking about this. So let's talk
Yeah.
about it.
Okay, so for me, man, when my husband used to tell me, because I used to feel some kind of way that I didn't get the special things for, Valentine's Day or
Christmas, yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
of those, and it
I
was
got
always,
you.
oh,
And then you see all those posts with women getting all this stuff,
and
and you're
right, and
like, for
then
real?
the excuse
So,
and the excuse I'm getting at home is, oh, those are just pagan holidays. Well, I got a
right,
feeling that if you actually had the money to do those things, you
right,
would do them. So it's not
absolutely.
fair. It's not fair for you to throw that in my
To
face
try
and
to
say,
manipulate me into seeing things one way
girl,
because it benefits you. Yes, I know exactly
that's
what you
what I
mean.
did not like. So I think romance kind of is, something that could help, at least because we're women. At the end of the day, we are women. So if there is, some romantic things, some out of the box stuff that you decide to do, it could make a huge difference in
What?
whether or not she was deciding to say, you know what, I'm out, I'm done. But it's like, man, but he's so romantic.
Let me know.
If
Right. Excuse me. Let me know that. Show me that you are a
thoughtful,
hopeless
man.
romantic like I am. A
Thank
thoughtful,
you.
because I remember being, however many years ago, I think it was like 2008. because I think my baby was young. And so, and yeah, because I still had the stomach. I still had the stomach, and I felt like, oh my God, these people probably think I'm drinking and I'm pregnant, you know? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I just had a baby. 2009, yeah. And I had just had a baby in 2008, November.
Yeah.
And so in 2009, April, for my anniversary, like I literally planned this trip, to Puerto Rico, a surprise trip. Now, mind you, my husband had never flown before. That's number one.
Oh, wow.
Right. Okay. And, luckily he worked in the family business. So I was able to call, his family and be like, okay, I'm planning the trip. So he's not going to be here from this time to this time. And we're going to Puerto Rico. His niece had a place in Puerto Rico that she rented out, and so that was in a very, glitzy, nice part of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And, I was able to, and I wish I could think of the name of it, but I can't think of the city. But anyway,
that's not the spot where we.
Yeah, that's the same place we went to.
Oh,
right.
Girl, that was nice. That was
nice.
Right.
The same place that we went to. Okay. And so I planned this. I bought the tickets and paid her however much it was to rent the place for. However many days we were, and like he didn't know. I didn't even tell him. Until maybe I think it was 2 or 3 days before we were leaving, maybe a week at the most, to give him a little bit of time to prepare for the flight because he was scared of heights. So it was like, okay, I need you to prepare for the flight.
Right.
So, but those are the types of things. Like, so I went through all of this to plan, to make sure your work knew you weren't going to be there, to make sure the housing was together, to make sure, the flights were together and all of this. Like that's what women are looking for. We're looking for that type of effort.
Yeah, where you're doing things that are going above and beyond, even if you got to ask for help to do it. Because if you're not good at planning those type of things,
ask for help.
You've got
call us. We'll help.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. And there are services out there that will help you plan the perfect romantic getaway.
We will help.
And so.
You want to propose to your wife or to your girlfriend, call us. We'll help you plan the perfect proposal.
Because my whole thing is, do not make the excuse that I did not know what to do, so I just didn't do anything. That's not fair. I'm sorry. Women are women. And please don't deny us our femininity. To be able to be women, don't tell us that we're being, what you're asking for is ridiculous. Oh, men don't do that. That's old fashioned. That's not fair.
We like old fashioned.
We do.
Like, if you don't like women who like old fashioned, then like if we were single, and I'm going to talk as if we were single, keep it moving. Right. You know what I mean? Because if you don't understand traditional romance and what really, makes a woman's heart skip a beat, you don't need to be in my life.
You really
you know
don't.
what I mean?
You really don't. And stop using the excuse that I didn't know what to do when there are so many resources out there right now. The thing is, I understand that men don't know,
As women, that's what we're willing to do all of these things. We're willing to listen to you, to hear those things that you really want, to hear your deepest desires.
Right.
And what we try to do to do is make those things happen for you. Because not because we need anything for you or we want anything in return, just because we love you.
We want to see you happy. And we just want to see you happy.
We want to see you smile.
Just that smile on your face gives us so much joy.
Enough. Oh my God.
What is wrong with you understanding that a woman needs the same thing? And like I said, if you're not wired that way, there are so many people out there that can help you. You can contact your sister, your cousin, an event planning company and say, you know what, I really
want us. I'm just saying.
Right, exactly. We do that. We do all that, baby.
Boom.
But the thing is, it's like, man, come on, make that effort, because that can erase
steps, right?
That can erase all of the bad things that may have happened in 2-3 weeks prior to that situation. What? She'll forget all of that. If you
want to apologize to your girlfriend, to your wife.
Thank you.
It's a way to do it. Call us. Yeah. We can help you figure it out.
Exactly.
We can help you figure it out to where
message us, because stop thinking that a woman does not where are we
A
getting
woman
this where a woman don't deserve these types
deserves
of
so
things?
much for all the things that we go through, the
That's what I'm saying.
childbearing, the
Oh, they
raising,
have no
the keeping
idea.
together of a family,
Right,
the being a mother, a wife, a
right,
sister, a daughter, like a
right.
niece, a cousin, like being all of those things is what we do.
Exactly.
And being an employee or being a business owner, like all
Hmm.
of those things have to run simultaneously,
Right,
and it takes a special person, Black women,
right.
women
Yeah,
in general, but
yeah.
like for
But
real, for
we
real.
talking about what we
Right,
are
we're
in
talking
our
about our
culture.
community.
And
So I mean, it
I'll
takes
say
a
this,
lot to keep that running.
man, and I'll say this, just kind of close things out is that,
Well, no, we
you
ain't
know,
closing out now because we got one more, but go ahead.
okay. Oh, we do? Okay, good, good.
Yeah,
All
because that
right.
was 8. Lack of Romance was 8, but we got one more, but go
Okay,
ahead.
cool. Well, just to close out this number, I'll just say this, that, Black men, if you're feeling oppressed, but you are with a woman that is excelling and exceeding, then that's no reason to feel less than a man. But it's a reason to come up higher in other areas. So
Yes.
you don't have to make as much or more than the woman you're with,
No,
because
you don't.
we know that society is kind of skewed towards, allowing Black women to really excel. So support her, and do what you
But it
have to
ain't
do.
nothing sexier than a man like
Girl,
being able to provide. Like ain't
man.
nothing sexier than
And
that.
ain't
And
nothing
that
sexier
shit,
than that.
like it is what it is. Like
Yes,
it's
yeah,
not. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
You're
again,
right.
I say that providing is not necessarily just financial. It's not. Not
Let's
even
not putting a
necessarily.
dollar
It's
amount
not.
on it.
But
Right.
like I look at, no lie. Today I was looking at pictures. I think Swiss Beats, who went
Mhm.
to Redan, boom, boom, Redan, Raiders, we all
Shout
that. You know
out,
what I
shout
mean?
out.
We all that, right. But him and Alicia Keys, like I
Mhm.
saw a post about their son or something, and I looked and I thought about it, like I let myself actually ruminate on a celebrity's life for a minute,
Yeah.
but I was like, because I think it was a picture of the ex-wife
Yeah.
and Alicia Keys and him and the oldest son, and I was like, wow.
Mhm.
Like, if you think about it, Alicia Keys pretty much, she was on top when they got married. Like, she was the
Mm.
one that was making, the bread and all of that when she was on top.
Yeah.
What she did was she kind of stepped back in her, she got with him, he left the ex-wife. I
Mhm.
get it. It is what it is. I don't want to say I get it, but it is what it
Yeah.
is. But he, got with Alicia Keys. She actually kind of stepped back, if you notice, a little bit from her career and let him
Mhm.
shine. Because through this versus thing, like homeboy that showed, like, I could do this. I could take care of
Mhm.
my family. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Yeah.
So she kind of gave up her career for this relationship. And I don't want to say gave up her career, but
Yeah.
the way that we know how people, in that industry are chasing after career, she
Mhm.
did. And she let him take the lead. And here's the thing. That's what the heck he did. Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't
Right.
sit back and be like, oh, okay, so it's my wife was the breadwinner, so we're just gonna live off that money. Nah,
Right.
like he was like, I'm gonna build, like I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to build for my wife and my children,
Mhm.
and I'm
Yeah.
gonna go all in. And that's what he did. Like Versus
Mm.
is huge.
Mm.
I'm just saying that's the kind of
Wow.
drive and motivation that women are looking for. Just in
Exactly.
case you were wondering.
And just know that it's out there and it's for you. The thing is, I mean, as much as we talk about tradition, just know that this new world that we're living in, you can go out and do basically
Anything.
whatever you need to do and want to
Yes.
do with proper, guidance and motivation. I'm telling you, you have
Motivation
to
and
be
drive and
ready.
ambition is huge. Like, yeah,
Exactly. It is.
it
It is.
is.
So to me, I'll just say that there's no excuses. There is
Yeah.
no excuses, because I know
No.
if I can build a web design business from Facebook, and then anybody can do, you know what I mean? There's no
do.
excuses. There's no excuses.
So let's go to number 9. Let's
do it.
because I think number 9 is very easy, and we talked about it yesterday or the day before. I keep forgetting, but physical and emotional abuse. Like we understand that one is so self-explanatory.
Like you're talking about people with issues. No,
putting their hands on you. Yeah, that's not
or
acceptable.
even emotionally abusing you to make you think that you can't
like
leave
they're manipulating you and lying to you all the time, and like trying to make you like. Let's see. How do you explain that? When you say something to someone, or you try to tell them how you feel, and they make you like, they always turn it around to where it's your fault.
Yeah.
That's emotional abuse.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Or they always make you feel like you crazy because you remember things in a certain way, and they try to, and they lie, and it's like, no, I said this, and that's good and well that they ain't say it like that, but you like, hell nah, you are trying to make me think something happened that didn't happen. No,
that's abuse. That's abuse, because
that's abuse. That's emotional abuse.
Yeah, the only thing that makes it abuse is the fact that you keep hearing the same stuff and keep going
pattern.
Back. So you see, I don't think people recognize that as abuse. They think that, as long as I'm not getting hit, but
no.
Right.
There's verbal abuse, there's emotional abuse, there's physical abuse. Someone telling you that you're worthless, someone, constantly trying to make you think that you are worth less than you know you are worth. That's verbal abuse.
Right.
Emotional abuse, trying to make you think that you crazy, that you don't know, that you are losing your mind. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like when you walk away from an emotional abuser, you feel like, well, maybe it is me. Like, what the hell? Why is it always? And now how do I always end up in the wrong?
And now you questioning yourself, and all your self-worth and everything, and it just becomes a whole, storm of just not knowing. Girl.
They never take accountability.
Ever.
Like if someone here's the thing, even in friendships, like even in all relationships, work relationships, whatever relationships, if you're dealing with someone that never takes accountability, like I remember sitting with a manager, one of my managers, and I told her what she did.
Yeah.
And she still didn't apologize. Like it was still like, well, I'm sorry you felt that way. Like, what the heck is I'm sorry you felt that way? That means you're not willing to take accountability.
And that's what they call narcissism. Because the thing is, a narcissist will never, they can't in their mind assign, they cannot have compassion for the person that is explaining to them that you hurt me, you offended me. They're going to come back with something. They're going to counter to say, no, it wasn't me. It was you. That's a narcissist.
Yes.
And so if you cannot accept, because me, like I said, I know
my old manager was a daggone narcissist, and a crazy narcissist, right?
I can definitely say, I might have some issues, baby, but I'm not a narcissist, because the thing is, when I know I've done wrong,
I'm going to apologize, like from the bottom of my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if I don't mean it, I'm not going to say it.
Right. Because it eats away at me to a point that I can't even like move forward without it always being on my head and my brain. And so I know I'm not a narcissist.
Guilt. That's a conscience.
It is guilt. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
and that's what they say. Narcissists don't have a conscience. They say narcissists really don't have a conscience about what they've done wrong. They just think, oh, no, well, I'm going to assign that blame to someone else.
Yeah, I'm going to make you think it was you so that I never have to take accountability for what I did.
I'm going to keep moving on with my life. And,
correct. Yeah. And you have to learn how to deal with a narcissist.
Right.
You have to learn where to get them. And I hate to say that because I don't like games. I think games are pointless and ridiculous. But there are some people, a lot of people that live their life as a game.
And so some kind of trickery and all that. Girl,
yeah, and it's,
I don't like games either, but when I discover that you're playing a game, then I'm gonna play the game.
I gotta play the game too.
I'm gonna play the game right with you then.
Yeah.
And then so that I can get my peace and be through with you. Really, when I play the game
that's
with a narcissist, is to get myself on out of the situation where I don't have to deal with you anymore.
But I say that's a Capricorn trait too. It must be a Pisces trait too. But it's a Capricorn trait. Like I posted something because again, I love my memes. But it was, Capricorn, and it was like, number one, I already know who real and fake. I just play along.
Exactly.
And I need people to understand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
thank you.
Listen,
you're not in my real circle
before you even walk in the door.
Period. And you're not in my real circle. I might laugh and smile, and I can get along with you. But if the only people that are for real with me are the ones that I hang out with, I talk to on the phone. If me and you are not talking on the phone, then you ain't real people. We ain't peoples.
And here's the thing: like, if I leave you, like, I will leave my toxic trait. Like, I had to think about it. I was like, "What's your toxic trait?" Like, for real, for real. Everybody talking about that. What's your toxic trait? My toxic trait is I will leave a mofo right on scene. And it goes back to a meme. I am with them. Like, it's okay to leave a mofo exactly where they got you effed up at.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Period. It's okay. I'm gonna leave you exactly where you got me effed up at. Period.
Right.
Period. Because we don't need to go no further than that.
That's what I'm saying. And you know what? I honestly, what you're saying that right there, girl. I think as we're building out our podcast and, people, the only people that are going to get this, Stacey, are going to be people that are like us. You know what I'm saying? Yes. They are like, dang, y'all right. That's me. That's me. That's what I'm saying. Your tribe is going to be people. Right. Yeah. Because your tribe is going to be people that deal and move through life the same way.
Boom.
They're
understand the like different frequencies that are out there. Like I can't.
Right.
If you don't vibrate on, like, I know what frequency I vibrate on.
Right.
So there's no question about that. If you can't understand what I'm talking about, that means that your frequency is lower. Exactly. And you know what? I can't be mad at you. It is what it is.
I'm not mad because I think a lot of people, if I really told them how I really felt, they'd probably think I was weird. They was like, you're weird.
When did we talk about that the other day? Like, people, the truth tellers, the people that understand vibrations, the people that understand energy and frequencies, those are the people that are weird.
Exactly. They're the weirdos.
And that's not true.
And it's really not true. It's just a certain segment, and you need us because the thing is, if we weren't out here spitting the truth, then there would be way more lost people. Because, like I said, if you are easily manipulated by the craziness and you're stressed out and you can't get it together, it's because you're just a part of the system that is manipulating you anyway. Watch out for the men. Watch out for the women. We talking about love and relationships, baby. We are talking about love and relationships with all types of people. We are talking about family and all of that and work relationships, all of that. Don't get yourself caught up. Don't get yourself caught up.
No, because here's the thing. These people don't give most people in this world don't give a damn about anybody else but themselves.
They don't.
And that's the part that you have to understand. And
when you get that, you are so free. When you get that, you are so free. When I think about the damn carpenter that came to the house and talking about, because, we got having some work done here, plumbing work. And they were like, oh, well, we're going to do, vinyl flooring. And then that'll save you on the shower. Let me tell you something. I understand that you are now working to try and keep everything within a certain range so that there's a little extra for you.
Right.
That works in every every aspect of your life. There are games and hustles going on. So don't get your feelings hurt when everybody's trying to get what they want.
But here's the thing that I don't believe in. Mm-hmm. I understand that everybody has a hustle, everybody has, and when I say hustle, it has that word has a negative connotation, but I don't mean it in a negative way. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just the extra way that you get money. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But when you start to have to lie and scam in order to get your hustle on, that's a problem. I don't
But you
believe in
gotta be.
lying to people.
I don't like
You know
that
what
at
I mean?
all.
Like it is like
But the
if I
thing is,
tell
that's the
you
one.
if I tell
Yes.
you that you great, I I
I
really
really
freaking
believe you're
mean that.
great. That's
You
what
know
I'm
what
saying.
I'm
I'm not just trying to blow up
saying?
your head or nothing like that. Because when I
No,
deal with my clients,
no,
when I tell them that's a great business idea,
yes,
I really mean that because I'm like, man, I'm excited about working on your project.
right.
So yeah, when this dude was talking about the vinyl flooring and all that, just know that, dude, we've already checked what it costs. Yeah. See, the thing is, you think
I've
that
done my research, right?
we've done our research, so we know that
Mhm.
you're going to save money by doing the vinyl versus the tile flooring. We know that you're going to save this, so we're expecting a cutback from the insurance check on this amount. So the thing is, don't be stupid enough to get hustled out here. Just know that the game is real, and if you get your feelings hurt, that's because you weren't doing your homework. If you
Girl.
get hustled,
But why,
that's
like, why, my thing is, why we trying to hustle each other?
because that's the
You
game.
know what I'm
That's what
saying?
people
It's
doing.
like, why do we have to
This a
do
white
that?
dude. This a white dude that's doing the work in our house.
Okay.
Everybody's on the hustle. So
No, they are, and it's sad.
yeah, it is sad, but
It's
it's the
extremely
game.
sad that
Just don't
people,
get your damn feelings hurt. That's all I'm saying.
right,
Don't get
that's
your
true.
feelings hurt. All I'm saying is
Because you're right.
thank
But
you.
you know what? I think that you're like, and that may be a problem. Like the
Yeah,
fact that, when you're not trying to gain people or you're not in that,
yeah. In
whole
that
arena,
space and all that,
yeah, like
right.
you don't think like that. And so
Right.
that I think that's where I am. It's like I don't want to play those games. I don't think like that. I don't want to take the energy that it
Hey,
takes.
right.
Like I get it because understand,
Girl.
like I think we talked about Sweetie and that song Focus. Like
Right.
understand my daddy was a G.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I learned from,
Yeah.
like the people around me were G's.
Yeah.
I get it. I get the
Mhm.
game. I understand it. But why I can make a decision that I don't really want to be a part of the game.
You ain't gotta
You know
play
what
the
I'm saying? Like
game,
I don't
but
want to
the
do
game
that. I just want to live and be happy and be at
right.
peace and
Yeah.
everybody be harmonious,
Oh man. In
and
an
everybody
ideal.
be happy for each other. That's my
Shoot.
ideal world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in an ideal world. But the thing is, when you done got hustled a few times,
Yeah.
you're gonna like you don't have to become a hustler just
You
because you've
gotta
been
learn the
hustled.
game though,
That's
right.
what I'm saying. Because the thing is, I have learned the game in the
I
years.
understand. Yeah. I
That's what
pick
I'm
up
saying.
on, oh, wait a minute, this ain't
Wait.
real. Like you
Okay, so let
lying.
me. So
Yeah.
now you know what to say when they come at you because you
Bingo.
recognize the game. You ain't got to play the game and
Correct.
be ugly and down, but you know how not to get hustled moving
Right.
forward. So that's all I'm
Because
saying.
at the end of the day, like I remember working at this place, right?
Yeah.
And it was very political.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one of the people that was in a higher up position, like I realized I was like, yo, the reason why I think this person is dope, even though I don't think they're dope, let me say, you know what I'm saying? But the part of them that is dope is the fact that they navigate through this without playing the game.
Right.
And that's what people don't understand. Like when you play the game, then expect whatever the hell you get from it. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
when you play the game and you not playing the game, like that's something totally different because that means that you're still able to be authentically you
Right.
because you're not trying to cater to any one side. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that makes you actually, yeah, that puts you on top.
Right. And I'm telling you, and so just being a business owner and just going through the hustles, getting scammed, and all the things that I've been through, I don't hustle any of my clients. I provide what they ask me for, and when it's time to renew services and things, I present them with two offers. You can either renew or you can, move to another. You know what I mean? You're getting two options. It's not me hustling you and telling you it's a do or die type situation. But it's
Right.
knowing that the psychology is that at least give me a choice. don't hustle me into something that I could have got a better deal somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's my difference. That's what allows me to be able to sleep peacefully at night as a business owner, to know that, I'm not hustling anybody, but I am offering you two options. You can either renew, my services, or you do have the option to move on to these services or this and other. And so I think the honesty and the transparency has helped me to build and keep people with me, because they're like, oh, well, shoot, I got to go do all that. Well, Michelle, she kept it real. She told me what was up.
Right. And
Even if
people
I'm charging
appreciate
more.
that.
Yeah, even if I'm charging more.
People appreciate authenticity
Thank you.
and realness. Like, even if I appreciate you telling me something, even if it's not in your favor. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But because you were honest enough to tell me, like, I respect you more. You know what I'm saying?
And getting back to relationships, same thing with that. It's like, if a dude tells me, hey, Michelle, you know what? I love you, but I'm kind of feeling this other chick. At least that's better than knowing that you sneaking behind my back with the chick. You know what I'm saying?
Baby, let me tell you that. Okay, so here's another, now this is a personal anecdotal story, which I usually don't do, but I'm gonna do it tonight because, again, I love my Pinot Grigio. I got a little bit of it, but I remember in college, there was this guy that I really, I thought he was talking to this chick. Like, he used to try to get my attention all the time. All the time. And I'd be like, nah, I'm ignoring you, because I left him on scene. Even though that wasn't a thing back then. But, I left him on scene because I was like, nah, I think you talked to this girl and I actually like this girl. You know what I'm saying? Not like her like that, but like she's cool. And so I'm not trying to step on her toes. And so he went like backdoor to my homegirl, got my phone number or whatever, called me, and I'm like, how you get my number? Because clearly, I've been evading you for, a long time for a reason. And so, he like started calling, whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, so the girlfriend gave you my number. Great. Okay. but at the end of the day, like, I found out later that even though I asked him point blank, are you messing with this girl? And I can't give the details, because if I gave the details, it would give away the situation. I don't want to do that. But she lived in close proximity. Let me say that. He was lying and was like, no, I'm not with her anymore. We broke up, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. So we ended up dating for, maybe like 6 or so months, something, like that. Within that time, when I found out he was still with the girl, and I was pissed. Like, why wouldn't you just tell me the truth? Why wouldn't you just tell, like, why would you go through all of these? And I really wish I could tell the acrobatics that he went through to come see me, but I can't do that because that would give too much of it away. He did so many acrobatics that I found out later from a total different source. This guy came to a party that I had, at my house, and he's like, which I never met this dude before. And he's like, oh, you the one that stay here. What you mean? I ain't never met you before. How you know who? You're the one that so-and-so is going through all these different, acrobatics to see. Oh, okay. So like the lies, like, give me a chance, because I would have never done that to this particular girl. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I dated in college, I was unavailable. When I say unavailable, I say emotionally unavailable. I didn't want a relationship like that. Like, I had maybe 2 or 3 real relationships, and that was it. But like, I dated. And so, like, let me decide what I'm willing to deal with. Don't manipulate the situation or lie to me so that you make me a part of something that I never wanted to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know where we were going with that, but that is.
No. That was exactly, what the topic that we were on, which is just, quit thinking that a woman can't handle the truth. Stop
The
thinking
truth,
that you're
right.
holding hands and
Right.
that she's going
And
to
be able to
break down.
accept it. Because if I didn't
Exactly.
want to deal with you, like if I had been evading you all this time because
Then,
I knew I didn't want to, step on this woman's toes. I really like her, as a chick, you know what I'm saying? As a fellow woman. Like don't put me in a position to where it looks as though I'm, doing this to somebody purposely. Like that's not right. You don't do that. You don't do that. Show.
oh no, I'm sorry, I'm here. I was on, girl. I don't know, but
Okay.
yeah, just back to that point is that they think that they're protecting you. You think they're protecting you when they lie to you, but actually they're protecting their selfish selves. You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's
it.
like, because if you, girl, don't lie to
No,
me.
but you know what? With this particular situation,
Yeah,
and I will give a little bit, more. With
yeah,
this particular situation, like this guy, like was really feeling me. I get it.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like he really made some steps that
Mhm.
showed me like he really feeling me. So, but again, at this point, I know that you'll lie for what to get
Right.
anywhere.
So
I,
that
I
doesn't
don't
look
trust you.
good for any for us moving
Right.
forward.
I
You
don't trust
know,
you. And
right.
so with this particular situation, there was this one time where and I'm trying to say this without giving away too much information. You know what I'm saying?
You
That's a
keep
fine
saying that.
line.
Right.
That's a fine line.
Exactly.
But
Right.
his significant other
Mhm.
was in a wedding.
Mhm.
And it might give it away, but who's to say they listening? It is
Right.
what it is.
Right. Right.
But his significant other was in a wedding party. He was
Mhm.
supposed to escort her to the wedding.
Mhm.
And my best friend's husband, or I'm sorry, boyfriend,
Mhm.
was in the wedding at the
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
And so she asked me because he was in the wedding to go with her. So I'm like, okay, not a big deal. I'll go with you to this wedding. These people that I barely know, like, not a big deal. We in college, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
That's a free
Right.
meal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'll go.
Yeah.
So we go to this wedding and we're expecting him to be there because he's supposed to be there. This guy is supposed to be there escorting his girlfriend.
Mhm.
So we get to the wedding, we're there. This guy never shows up. Like he's not there for his girlfriend.
Mhm.
Now that I know that it's his girlfriend. Now
Right.
that it's 6 months, or 3 or 4 months into the relationship. Like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. So he never shows up. After the wedding takes place, and of course, we're home and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
My girlfriend calls me, and because all the guys used to hang out over her house with her, her boyfriend.
Mhm.
She's like, she calls me and she's like, girl. I'm like, what? She's like, yo, so and so is over here, or the guys, and he's trying to leave his girlfriend for you.
Wow.
I said, girl, why the hell you on the phone with me? I
Right.
need you to get downstairs and help them talk him out of that.
Right. Right.
Because I don't want him.
Right. Right.
I don't want him. You like no, you were willing to go through all of this,
Yeah.
and thank you for trying to protect my feelings that did need to be protected, because that's what I
Right.
found out, that he didn't show up for the wedding because he didn't want me
Yeah.
to see him with
At
her.
that. Wow.
I
All of
appreciate
that.
that. But at the bottom, like at the end of the day, if you would do that to your girlfriend, please understand, I don't think I'm any more special than she is. So
Because
you
if
know what, you
somebody
would do
else
the
came
same thing to
along,
me.
right?
Boom.
Because it's all comes back to integrity. Stop thinking that you're, and like I said, we have to get
Wait
down
a
to,
minute. Look,
are you
wait, I'm
protecting
Love Jones in
yourself?
that. I'm Love
Okay.
Jones in that. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
Are we protecting, when we do those types of things, are we protecting the person we're in a relationship with or want to be in a relationship with? Or are we protecting ourselves? Because the thing is, I know honesty, being honest with people, it hurts. Nobody wants to really hurt anyone's feelings.
Right.
But truth, the lie is worse than the truth.
Yeah, because you don't with a lie, you don't give the person the opportunity to
make a
choose
choice
for themselves.
Who knows what
you don't take that away from people.
Who knows what she was being offered by somebody else, and so now you're keeping her locked into a lie. Yeah, that could have been another truth out there for her. You know what I mean?
Like and it was so unfair. And especially when you have a person like me who, you know, I don't like a lot of people, like straight up.
Right,
not to say I don't like a lot of people, but like, you know, there are certain, like there's a finite amount of people that I actually have an affinity for, like a natural affinity for. You know what I'm saying? Like their heart just speaks to me. Like you just know that they're a good person. And so those people, especially, like I'm just not going to hurt them. And I don't want to do it directly or indirectly. And so to put me in a position where I'm hurting one of those people that I actually, you know, really feel their sweetness, you know, just their heart.
Yeah.
That's not right. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't right to do that.
Right.
At all. And so, yeah, I was just like, girl, well, my girlfriend told me that. I was like, girl, get your ass down there. And you better help them talk him out of that. You better say she ain't got no job. She ain't, whatever you got to say to make sure that he stays with his girl. I need you to do that.
Exactly.
And I know that sounds crazy, but it is what it is. Like this is what this podcast is about. It's about truth. It's about real life experiences, and it is what it is.
And it's just keeping it real because we've all been there. We have all been there.
Yeah. So that's where we are with, you know.
The topics that we're going to cover and the information that we are providing just based on our life experience, man, we have stories that can we got stories upon stories
that are like in the vault.
Man, and I'm just hoping that these stories will really help, you know, other people and impart on young people, this new generation coming up that's trying to figure out, you know, this whole, you know, relationship game. Let me tell you something. Relationships have not changed. I mean, every technology changes, jobs changes, but relationships do not change. What a woman needs and what a man needs, they don't change. So that's what we're saying. At the end of the day, you have core needs and essential needs that you want from your partner. Know what you need, know what you want, and don't compromise. Otherwise, it's your own fault. It's your own fault.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And
know your love language.
Yes, and we're back to, you know, the 80% of what we've gone through the 9 things, and I think that 9, you know, the 9 subjects that were covered as far as the major reasons why women leave. I think that it covers the gamut of why women are initiating the divorce filings.
Right.
Absolutely. Like men have to step it up, and there are some cases where women need to step it up as well. But we need to look at it as a 2-pronged situation or problem where we need to come together and we need to talk about what's going on and why we are not accepting, you know, these issues or these roles or like whatever it is that's causing us to not be a unit.
Right.
We need to talk about
and we need to talk about it like immediately, because the thing is we have so many that are coming up behind us. I have 3 kids that are coming up behind us. And if I can't tell them,
I love my millennials.
Right.
I absolutely love my millennials because with them, I remember kind of, you know, having a hand in raising them. You know what I'm saying? Like being 16 or 17 when they were born and, you know, changing Pampers and really influencing their lives. So I love my millennials, and we need to teach them.
I think a lot of them really really do admire and look up to us because we are a different
Absolutely.
generation. We're not the boomers. We're a generation that has embraced the technology. We have embraced, being able to go out there and do your own thing, having independence, but still wanting the traditional love and relationships. At the end of the day, at our core, a woman, a lot of these women that are calling into the Kevin Samuels show, these are women that have, because they got PhDs, master's degrees, and everything, and they're making six figures, and they still can't find love. So that's what we're talking about. They're still looking for something traditional, and you've got people telling them that they are too educated, which I don't believe, and I'm not going to subscribe to that at all. No. You're going to tell these women they're too educated to get what they're looking for.
But remember, sometimes educated people can become very headstrong and they can believe that they know everything. So
you're right. So we got to find a level playing field. We got to, and we got to understand the statistics and the numbers out there, So
absolutely,
in our title, we say 80%. Yeah, because that's 80% of all women.
Women, not just black women.
Not just black women. Thank you.
Let's talk about that. Absolutely.
That's 80% of all women are filing for divorce because they're not finding what they need. And I'm not here to put it all on men to say that they're not doing what they're supposed to do. But please understand the woman.
Like we said in the last podcast, we understand that what y'all dealing with because we got to deal with them same daggone mean girls or mean black women, however you want to deal with it.
I'm sure it's not easy.
Yours. Right. Some of them belong to you already. So you know exactly the pain that we have to deal with in the workforce and, in life dealing with them.
Right. But just understand that, we understand that. And there are women that are sensitive to your needs, but we need some sensitivity, when it comes to our needs as well.
And some truth. We need truth. Yeah. We need truth. We need honesty.
We can help. We can handle it. Yes. We get truth on our jobs and dealing with the bosses, and we get truth all day in life. So what makes you think we can't deal with truth in a relationship? I mean, it's like that's the place we really need the most truth, so that we're not wasting our time. If you're not feeling me, then let me know, and I'm sure.
Let me move on. Right.
That's it. Give people the freedom to do what they need to do. Stop worrying about
Stop making decisions from an egocentrical place.
These people are not made of glass. They are not going to break if you tell them that, you know what, I'm not really feeling this right now. And stop being selfish and staying in relationships just so you can have your financial needs met. That's not fair.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? If you're there just simply because you don't want to have to get out there and struggle and pay your own bills, then you're a simp, you're a loser, and I'm going to say it right here. I mean, that's it. That's it. If you're in there for anything other than emotional needs, then you are a simp and a liar. And that goes to the woman and the male. Stop being with people just so you can get the financial gains for it. There's too many opportunities out here.
We talked about it before. Like, people are way more than their bank accounts, and if that's what you're focused on, you're focused on the wrong thing, and you're not the type of person that anybody of substance would be even willing to spend their time on.
It's not gonna last. It's not going to last because eventually your true colors are going to come out. So
absolutely, you can only keep it real for so long,
right? Yeah, let's just keep it real, man. Let's keep it 100. And I mean, we don't have time to play games. Everybody see where the world is headed, and this is no joke. And things are getting more expensive. We have a government where there's a lot of chaos going on in the world. Yeah, be the one true person that,
and we do. Like, at the end of the day, like, we do. I want to promote love. You know what I'm saying? I want to promote people, finding each other and finding that true love and that, pure, just love. I don't know, that pure attraction to one another that doesn't have anything to do with the tangible, gains or like just pure love, just pure attraction, just pure energy. Like, we want to promote that.
Right. Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
our goal is. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
because we're
so
yeah, we're modern women and these are modern relationships. Don't talk to me. I understand, we need to try to transition a traditional type of relationship into a modern world where a woman has
yes.
to work. A woman is working because a family nowadays needs two
Some
salaries.
families, like, let's not,
Yeah.
because it depends on what you choose as your priority. Like,
Hmm.
I remember my daughter was in an engineering program, a summer program, and I met this young lady who was amazing. And actually her husband, when I finally met her husband, we went to the same high school
Hmm.
and knew each other. But she, was telling me, like, we designed our lives from the beginning to where we only needed to survive off of one income.
Yeah.
That's how we designed our lives. That's how we,
Hmm.
moved in our in the beginning stages of our marriage. And so that's where we are. And
Hmm.
so in what that has done is it's caused him to develop multiple streams of income,
Hmm.
and so that she could stay home and she could really care for those kids. But I'm like, wow, like, that is so dope
Hmm.
that you decided this is how you wanted life to be, and that's what you did, and everybody played their part in making sure that that happened. That's huge.
Right.
So you literally, I think what we don't understand is you can literally create the world that you want to live in. You
Right.
create your own reality.
Hmm.
Period.
Right. And stop letting people tell you that you can't.
Bingo.
Yeah. So we've got a ton of content coming for you. We love this
Yes.
because this is how we talk. Yeah, I mean,
This is how we talk all
when
the
I hit my
time.
girl Stacey up, just kind of out of the blue, and girl, hey girl, what's going on, man?
Same
This is what's
thing.
going on in my life. These are the conversations that we have. So you are privy to our conversations and
Yes.
definitely privy to being able to chime in, leave your comments, leave your questions, your comments, your opinions. We want to hear it. We want to know, are
And
we the only ones on the planet thinking like this? Let
right.
us know
And
what's up.
I also kind of want to know, what's your favorite Pinot Grigio?
All right, drop it in the
Because
comment
I love
section,
Pinot
baby.
Grigio. Let me know
Drop
what
it.
your favorite one is, because yeah, I got my Pinot
Yeah.
Grigio always
These are
on deck.
these are yeah, that's definitely these are these late night raindrop combos, baby. This is what we
What?
do. Like I said,
And
Stacey and I
Rain,
will get on here
understand
and talk
that
for eight
Rain means
hours if y'all let us.
royalty. That I
Right.
need them to understand. Rain, not RAIN. I mean
R-E.
REIGN.
Thank
Rain
you.
means royalty. So when we say raindrops, these are queens dropping
Dropping
gems.
gems. And we will get on here and talk for 8 hours if y'all let us. But
Please.
yeah, but we've dropped two podcasts on y'all tonight. So please
Yes.
do check out the website, man. Give us check out what's
What
your
do you
love
think
language.
about women leaving? What do you think? Like, let us
Drop
know, what
your
do you think about it?
information. And
Yeah.
if you're having issues, what's your love language? Does your partner know
Mm.
your love language? Is Are things falling apart because they don't know your love language
Or
and you
because you're
don't?
not speaking to them in their love
And
language.
their love language. It's a equal. We are giving everybody equal responsibility in what they need to do to keep their relationships together. And
Yes.
so, where we may have failed, we are hoping to help others succeed. And just know that there is still light at the end of the tunnel.
Always.
Yeah, you can get this thing back together and get it back on track. And know, hey, there is light, baby. Let's do this. Take your
Glimmer of
love.
hope. We talk about glimmer of hope. Just a glimmer.
Yeah,
That's all it needs.
that's all
Just
you
one touch
need.
from the Lord. That's all
Right.
it takes.
That's it. Go take that quiz at raindropcombos.com and post and share your results on social media. Let us know what your love language is. I am so interested to know because, like I said, mine is service, and I was,
Mine
not
is
so
quality
surprised.
time.
Quality time, and I want to know what other people's love language is. I'm kind of slurring here. Maybe I've had a little bit too much Pinot Grigio. But so then we're gonna get ready to shut this thing
We
down,
love
baby.
our Pinot. Okay, so my girl is lying. I'm gonna call her out. She lying. She likes Heineken, and that's just it. She likes Heineken. I like my Pinot Grigio.
And I like to mix it up a little bit.
There it is.
Because these podcasts are, I feel like I'm just kicking it with fam. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's what we're doing.
That's what I'm saying. I love it. I love it. I love it.
So if y'all are enjoying it, let us know, because we are literally just talking the way we would talk if nobody was listening. I mean, to some extent, man, keep it real. If nobody was listening, we would probably be throwing out a lot more F-bombs.
Yeah, the language.
Right, it's a little toned down. It would be a lot of more MF bombs.
Yeah, we gotta tone it down for social media, because you know how it goes.
It is what it is, right?
But we love y'all. We fam.
Hold on. Like, who is that? Who is that? Oh my God, what's her name? The one that's on the talk. The Cheryl. What's her name? Cheryl, the comedian.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of her last name.
And she says, exactly. I'm such a effing lady. You know?
Exactly.
So there are certain things that we are not going to promote because we are such effing ladies. You know what I mean? We're not going to do that. So it is what it is.
Because we are effing ladies that have kids.
Shout out Cheryl, whatever her last name is.
It'll probably hit me as soon as we end.
Right, as soon as we hang up. Right.
Right, but it's all good. So just know y'all got people that's out here on the airwaves that are just like you, and they're just trying to talk about it, figure it out, and let's get some good conversation going on. You know what I mean? With both men and women.
Yes. Yes. Y'all, we love y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Be safe. Love y'all.